Hi everyone, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us again on the Exceptional Daily Show. So great of you joining us. I've got a very, very exciting and passionate entrepreneur with us today, Lien Potgieter. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Francois. Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Thanks for making time for us. Lien, you were named one of Entrepreneur Magazine's top 50 South African businesswomen to watch, which is a great honor, I think. What does that mean?
Well, I have to tell you that from a PR perspective, it is amazing. It is amazing to be recognized for what you do. And then also what it actually means is that I really have to start working hard at putting myself out there now, because now it also gives you the responsibility of living up to this award and being listed. So yes, it's such an honor and a privilege, and I'm going to use it to the best of my ability to spread my word, my mission and my purpose far and wide in South Africa and worldwide.
Yeah. Speaking of that mission that you have, you are the founder of the Color Option, which is a very interesting name. You founded it in 2010. What is the vision of Color Option and what does it do?
The vision of the Color Option is to help women all over the world discover their purpose. That for me was also, the turning point in my career and in my business, is when I actually discovered my purpose. First of all, I think I just existed for a very long time and never really lived until I realized that, you know, there's more to life and there must be more to life. And when I found that meaning, everything changed. So I want to help other women, because I've seen it in so many Facebook groups and places where I hang out, especially women later on in life, I would say from 35 onwards or even 40, they start asking the question, but why am I here? What am I actually doing? What is this all about? So with my method, which is color, which is not conventional, but it's actually very accurate. It's very deep. People don't see color as a very deep thing, and I think we often take it for granted. But color is a very deep spiritual language, and I use that spiritual language to help women then discover and cement this purpose, so that you don't forget about your purpose again after you've discovered it. And we find a way that you can make this work for you, whether it's in a business, whether you want to do charity work, whatever it is for you, how you want to turn this purpose into a real living thing and embody it. I help you to do that.
So how exactly does it work? I've got my pink tie on today. How exactly does it? How do you help women find their purpose? And I want to ask you, after you answer this, what does pink mean to me?
By the way, I love your pink tie. It's lovely to see a man wearing a pink tie, so it's beautiful. So color has deeper meanings. So I've studied color therapy. I did transpersonal psychology. I studied metaphysics. So with that, I learned that color has a deeper meaning, and it is actually linked to the different energy centers in the body. And each of these energy centers has its own brain and its own purpose in your body. So I'm actually a trained or a qualified language practitioner. So I work with words. I'm a translator, proofreader, and editor. And when I discovered color, I realized it's just another language. So moving from translating words, I now translate colors. So how it works is that your color preferences and the colors that you are attracted to, they tell me something about you. And the great thing about it is that you choose the colors. I don't tell you what to choose, and it's not like it's invisible or anything. So you have the option of choosing between 18 different colors. We put them in a specific order or a position, and according to that, I then translate them into, first of all, physical manifestations of stress, because there's this spiritual law of as above, so below. So sometimes what I think and what I feel manifests on a physical level. So it's it is to prevent illness and prevent serious illness. The second one is your emotions and also your relationships. So what is your relationship patterning? So how have you been treated, and how do you treat people? And the third one is what do you think about life? What do you think about yourself? What do you think about business and how it should be? Because we are often how we are raised, where we go to school, where we grow up, all of that actually influence how we think. And we never stop to examine that. So that is what color helps you do. So we see like, oh, okay, maybe I've been thinking about this. I've had this perception all my life, but it's possible to change it or to see things in a different light. Then I also look at the heart of the matter. I look at your hidden gifts and talents, because sometimes we haven't really we move so far away from who we truly are that we forget or don't even know that maybe you are a great writer, but you've never put your hand, put pen to paper to try it. So I help you to unearth those gifts that you can use then in your business, and also to support your purpose. And then the last color is your purpose, or your future self, excuse me, or your potential. So what can you and could you be in this lifetime? So then, yeah, that's how I translate the color into a thought, a feeling, a belief.
Okay. All right. That sounds interesting. I want to know from you stereotypes that blue is for men, pink is for women. How does that all translate into your methods and your tools that you use?
That's exactly just what it is. It's a stereotype, and we start examining whether this is true, first of all, and whether if it's true for you, because it's so important to have your own mind about things. So not because the marketing world or the advertising world or society tells you that pink is for boys. But how do you feel about the pink? And coming back to your pink tie, so pink is a very feminine color. It's about feminine empowerment. And the good thing is with your pink is you have a very strong pink. So it is to say that, well, I am in touch with my feminine side. And feminine side doesn't mean, it means that I'm in touch with my creative side. I'm in touch with my intuition. So those are the kind of stereotypes that we need to break down and say that, listen, what is true for me? What has society been telling me? And how do I relate to a color in my personal capacity? So yeah, that's what I like to teach people. I like to open their minds. And I always say that when I have you seeing differently, believing differently, thinking differently, acting differently, my job is done.
No, that's great. And I think it's so important that we break down those stereotypes, as you said, and changing our mindset, because that's where everything happened. And that's probably the biggest obstacle that people have in their lives, is overcoming their own mindset, their own negative mindset. And through this very creative tools and method that you use, that you can overcome that. Lien, when you started off your business, what is it now, 8-9 years ago, what was the biggest obstacle that you faced, and how did you overcome that obstacle?
I think the biggest obstacle was the fact that I work with color. I loved it so much that I turned it into a business. But because I think because I was also influenced by society and how I grew up, I first had to really believe in color. So I could see the transformations, I could see, and I can see how it works, but for me, I really had to also embody that color thing. So that was my biggest obstacle. And then the second one was to educate the general public about it, because it's a kind of a foreign, it's a new concept, although it's ancient wisdom. It is new, it's different, and like I said earlier, people take color for granted. It's everywhere. It's in your home, it's in nature, it's in our speech. So you get green with envy. But to really take it deep So I think my first obstacle was for me first to believe in myself and the value that I can add with color or through color. And then the second one was to educate people. So when I started out, I did a lot, and I'm talking about 3,000 probably, color readings at corporate companies here in Johannesburg. So that was just a short reading to introduce people to the concept of color. So it was at Corporate Wellness Days. That gave me amazing exposure and experience. So I slowly but surely got people to think about this concept. And then the self-belief. I think it has taken me probably years, but the self-belief is now there, that I have this beautiful baby and I have to show it to the world. I should not be ashamed or embarrassed or about this beautiful concept and this beautiful idea. So yeah, I think that was my two biggest obstacles was the self-belief and then the education part, to teach people about this thing that I do.
And it sounds like that you're a product of the product. Going through the process yourself, discovering that purpose yourself through the methods that you're now helping other people to discover their purpose. And that is amazing. I think that is the strongest testimonial or reason why people should do this, because you are living proof. You are the product of your product, and that's amazing. Lien, speaking of this and purpose and so on, why is it important that people have a purpose, especially being an entrepreneur or a solopreneur or a mompreneur or any entrepreneur that's out there?
Okay, so that's the thing that gets you up in the morning. That makes you jump out of bed in the morning. And whenever you get demotivated, you feel uninspired, you feel uncreative, you feel overwhelmed, I always tell my clients, go back to that one thing. And purpose it doesn't have to be to change the whole world. It could be something as simple as I'm here to create. I'm here to inspire. I am here to love. So people think you have to crack the Da Vinci Code or something to find that purpose, but it's actually very simple. And I think it gives meaning to life. It keeps you going, and it gets you out of bed in the morning. Just that one simple thing.
Yeah, I think purpose is, and it should be your desire and everything that you're doing, that you go there, that you can analyze to say, am what I'm doing during the day helping me to get to my purpose, to getting to my desire, or are there things that are distracting me not getting there, so that you can analyze your day and what you are doing as well. And purpose is amazing and should be there, because without purpose, why do you do what you do, as I tell my clients. Lien, a quick question on a community. You said you're a solopreneur or mompreneur. How important do you think it is to get involved with a community of other entrepreneurs that want to see you succeed?
I think that's very important. I'm reading, finally, I've just discovered Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And he talks about a mastermind. And I can absolutely see the value in that, because I recently wrote an article for Entrepreneur Magazine about the 4 things that people don't tell you about entrepreneurship. And one of those things is that you isolate yourself and you develop a tunnel vision, because you are the only one. You think it's this great, bright idea and you go with it, but you don't get you don't get feedback or constructive criticism enough, and you don't get all the input from all the other experts. So I believe a community is so important, to get that outside, that input from outside, to say that, hey, maybe do this, maybe do that, or just the constructive criticism to say that I think you're going in the right direction. Or maybe I can help you with your marketing, or I can help you with this or that. So a community, very, very important.
Lien, speaking about colors and the color option, and we know about branding as well, and logos and all of that, although logo is not really your brand, how important is it that how colors play into how people see your logo, your brand? And how did you choose the color options colors?
Okay, so it is, we are visual beings and we live in a visual world. So the first thing that you notice, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you're conscious of or not, is the color. So for that reason, it is extremely important to make sure that your colors resonate with you, and it resonates with what you stand for, your values. So yes, although your logo is not your personal brand only, you have to consider that. And that's also one of the things that I do, is to consult with people to say that let's look at your soul colors, what I call your soul colors. So that's your personality color and your purpose color, and try to infuse your brand with that. Whether you use it in your workspace, whether you use it in your personal branding, your logo, your website, all of that. Whether you just have it like your tie because it reminds you of your girls. So that also, it's amazing that when you have that color, for example, I'm wearing my orange today, so it's my social butterfly color. It gives you that energy that you need. So whether you wear it, whether you, like I say, in your logo, make sure that you consciously choose those colors. And then when it comes to the color options colors, I choose them very consciously. They are my soul colors. So I am a green personality, and I love green. I cannot live in a place where there's no plant or no grass or no trees. So green is the color of growth. So I'm all for personal development and personal evolution. The gold or the yellow is the color of inspiration, and that's my purpose color. I discovered that with my first color assessment with my color teacher, and that has kept me going for a long time when I wanted to give up on color. And then the pink is women empowerment. I'm very passionate about that, for women to live on their own terms. So yes, it was chosen consciously, and it is portraying me as well as my brand and what I stand for.
It's three very bold colors: green, gold, and pink. My favorite color, and my logos as well, is gold. As you say, inspirational, trustworthy, all of that, and it's important concept that we need to do. Lien, thank you very much. Thanks for being on our show. Thanks for coming and sharing with us and with our listeners the importance of color and the importance of what color means to you and how it can help you find your purpose. I really enjoyed this interview. Where can people find the color option? Do you have a website? Are you on Facebook, social media? Where can they make contact with you?
And the best way is to go to my website, thecoloroption.com. I'm also on Instagram as Colorful Lien. I'm on Twitter as the Chic Rainbow Chick. And then I'm also on Facebook as the Color Option. Yes, I'm all over social media.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And again, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Francois. Same to you.
Thanks.